Hey everyone, it's Ryzen, and welcome back to Let's Play Persona 3. And, well, as you can see, I'm level 99, and I have max money, and I've also upgraded my equipment. And I'm sure most of you know what this means. I am prepping for Request 55. So first thing I want to show off here is, well, let's see if the request, well, let's just look for the request. Yeah, still have the final rare sword, which I actually have in my inventory now. I'll explain how to get that as I go. The final few fusion requests, 74 through 78, because, well, they were too high level, the personas were too high level to actually do them. Reasonably, anyway, before beating the game. And as you can see, I skip 54 to 56 because Request 55, for some stupid reason, is only available on a New Game Plus. Don't know why, but that's the way Atlas decided to do it. I've heard that it's actually available on a normal playthrough in the Japanese version of FES, but not in the North American version. I don't know who thought that was a good decision, but, well, they need to rethink things for game design. Also, the battle itself is... Request 55 is basically the super boss of the game. It's got to be one of the worst super bosses I've ever had the displeasure of experiencing. I've never actually beaten it, but I know all the rules and the intricacies of it, and it's really annoying because there's a bunch of rules that the game doesn't tell you about, and you can't really do it through trial and error because you're never going to know which rule you violated, and if you violate a rule, you die instantly. Essentially, you need a walkthrough, and you need in-depth knowledge of it. And even then, you need luck, because apparently Atlas is following the Final Fantasy IX style of super boss that says that an entirely luck-based battle is apparently hard. And then adding in a little bit of Yaizamat there by giving the boss way too much HP, because, you know, that makes it hard. Or maybe Atlas could actually learn how to design an actual hard boss and not resort to making it tedious and require hours upon hours of preparation. I know some people defend this. I don't know why or how, but whatever. It's flat out bad game design, just period. And it pisses me off, actually. But whatever. It's part of the game. It's needed for completion, so let's get started here. Now, the first thing you're going to want to do is level grind to level 90. The reason I'm 99 with max money is because I screwed up. I accidentally made my preparations. Well, what I did for my preparations is I made a whole bunch of personas, and I didn't realize that the boss does not change resistances until after she takes a turn, which completely destroyed my strategy. Yeah. So I didn't feel like doing the grinding up to level 99 again and getting all the money again and farming the hard items again, so I've already done all that, but I'm still going to go over it. I have a little checklist of what you need to do. So in order to level grind to level 90, you're going to want to beat the Reaper first of all, which I've already done. If you're having trouble with that battle, you can use the Thunder Rain strategy. I'm sure I've already gone over that. This is from my second test run, by the way, which is why I have Alice instead of Succubus, which was a mistake, by the way. Found that out the hard way. And Horus doesn't have Spellmaster, which is also a mistake. And Raphael doesn't have Null Dark, and there's a couple of other differences. But nothing major. Everything I do here will still apply to the actual Let's Play. Oh, and one other thing I should note is that if you're going to take on Request 55, you need to max all of your social links in one playthrough. because that gives you the Cipher Mask that will let you fuse Orpheus Telos. And you need that persona in order to take on the boss. Technically, you can do it without it. If you want to do it without it, my suggestion is don't. Don't bother taking on it at all. In fact, my suggestion is don't bother doing this at all. There's much better things you can do with your life than take on an incredibly poorly designed boss fight. But, yeah, I mean, Orpheus Telos just makes the fight so much easier. Because otherwise, if you have a whole bunch of personas, a single misclick could spell your doom, and that's really annoying considering the battle takes forever to actually complete. And still comes down to a coin flip at the end, which is ridiculous. So just max all the social links. Another thing to note is that the Cipher Mask will not carry over. It's the only max social link item that doesn't carry over to your New Game Plus file. So you gotta do the preparations prior to finishing the game. But anyway, you want to do the grinding in Monad. And you want to do it on floor 3. The reason why you want to do your grinding on floor 3 is because that has a 2% chance of spawning a rare chest that contains the Miyoho Muramasa sword. That's the final rare katana, and it's a pain in the ass to get because, unlike every other rare chest that has a rare katana in it, it is not guaranteed when a rare chest spawns. Like the Juzumaru, what are some of the other ones here? The Mikazuchi, no, not that one. Is that a rare one? I think this is the rare one. This is a rare one, like the Oteno Mitsuyo, and I think maybe that's a rare one. But anyway, the other rare ones, this is a rare one. The Ominaru Kunitsuna, they are guaranteed to spawn if a rare chest spawns. It's guaranteed to have the item in question, as long as you're on the right floor. So for example, for a Juzumaru, as long as you're on floor, I think it's 4? Yeah, floor 4. If a rare chest spawns on floor 4 of Tartarus, it'll be a Juzumaru. With the Miho Muramasa, it may not necessarily be the rare katana. It might be some other rare weapon. I think I've actually gotten a couple of other rare weapons for Monad. They all have 400 attack power. I think I got one for... maybe I did. Oh, yeah, I did. I got a Tanbogiri. Not that I really care. Or Tanbogiri. But you want to look for the sword while you're doing other things to save your sanity. If you get the rare katana, great. Leave, save, and then you can grind anywhere in Monad. If you don't get the rare katana and you've cleared out floor 3, leave, go back to floor 3, and continue grinding there until you get that sword, or until you reach level 90. The reason you want to be level 90 is that actually gives you access to all the personas that you'll need to fuse. So let's go ahead and take a look at what we need to fuse here. Now I'm actually going to be reloading because I've already fused these personas and farmed the hard items. The nice thing about doing it on 131, it's a full moon, and you have an 80% chance of spawning the rare, the hard item. Okay, sorry, I actually screwed up there. I did the wrong fusion. But anyway, let's go and fuse the hard items I want. First one I want to get is Alliat. Alilat is the ultimate Empress persona, and you can put ultimate in quotes because Skadi is flat out better in every way. Except for, I think, maybe stats. In fact, I think Skadi might even have better stats. Not that stats really matter. Now, Alliat has better, or Alilat, whatever you pronounce it. I don't know. It's one of the worst ultimate personas in the game. And as you can see, it has growth 3. Now, in order to get growth 3 onto it, we want to fuse Horus, which I now need to rebuy, and Uriel. Horus is, of course, a sun persona, so let's go down here. And let's buy Uriel. We're also going to need Hariti. I suppose you could also use Mother Harlot if you had that persona, but Hariti works just as well. And you'll also need Skadi. which you should have. Obviously, you want to register Skadi ahead of time, but I'm not going to bother because I don't need to. And you'd want to, you know, register Horus before you did this. So let's go Uriel and Horus. That will give you Gabriel. We want to get growth 3. Should be pretty easy. Only one ability. There we go. Doesn't matter what else you transfer. Just fuse it away. Don't care about any of the other moves Gabriel learns. Don't care about the heart item. The nice thing about doing this on January 31st, the full moon actually doubles the chance of getting a heart item from 40% to 80%, which I've probably mentioned before, but I'm recording this way ahead of time because I don't want to have to stop and take all the time to do this during the actual Let's Play. Obviously, I'll also show off the final fusion spells, and I'll hand in the Mio Muramasa on screen as well. So now we want to fuse Skadi, Gabriel, and Hariti for Alilat, and we need to transfer growth 3. Again, should not be very difficult. Of course, when Alilat chooses not to be cooperative, that could be an issue. Oh, I got it. Okay, fuse it away, doesn't matter what else you get on it. And of course, you want to save before doing this so that if you don't get it, you can reset until you get the heart item to spawn with it. Because, you know, you do have a 20% chance of not getting it. Now, I don't remember what level you need to get Alilat to. We'll find out. Don't really care about any of this stuff, but whatever. Looks like level 90. So I think you gotta get one level with it. So you'll want to take Alilat into Monad. Just use your regular persona setup and kill a bunch of enemies there. Again, you want to do it on floor 3 so that you can look for the Mio Muramasa. Unless, of course, you've already gotten it, then it doesn't matter. And just do your grinding on floor 1 in that case. And get the heart item. That will give you the Divine Pillar, which halves all the damage you take, but makes it so you can't evade. Okay, so next up on our list is Messiah, and we want to fuse him with Thanatos, who already has growth 3. He should have growth 3 if you followed my Let's Play. Yep, there we go. And Orpheus. This is the only way to fuse this persona. I have no idea why, but it is. It's actually obnoxious because it's a very good persona for Request 55, and I will be using it for that. Unfortunately, it requires you to refuse Orpheus with more skills. But, oh well. So let's go with Thanatos and Orpheus. And we want to transfer growth 3. There we go. Pretty simple. Messiah is also a light and dark inheritance type, which is really, really good. Because all you got to do is get rid of a bunch of dark and light moves, which I will be doing. And you can fuse it pretty easily with what you want. It has a very good chance of inheriting passive skills, which is very useful. And it also resists fire, ice, lightning, and wind, which is very, very good for Request 55. Almost necessary, in addition to just incredible stats. Plus he has Salvation, which is a full heal spell and cure status ailments. I don't care about the curing status ailments because I'm just gonna deal with that with nulls, but if you don't want to null poison, it will be very useful to you. And in fact, it'll be very useful to you anyway. But yes, we have essentially fused Jesus. I guess that's kind of badass. Now for this guy, you have to get him up to, and unfortunately I did not get the heart item to spawn, but oh well. Enduring Soul is actually, it doesn't matter what abilities you give him now. I'm going to change his skill set later. But Enduring Soul is actually it's auto life. but it's a full heal auto life that works just once if you die with the persona equipped, which is very useful to you, and it might save your ass. Now you have to get him up to level 97 to get the heart item, so you'll want to take him into Monad. Of course, you want to save and reload before you fuse him, so that way you can reload if you don't get the heart item to spawn. And then you actually want to save, well, register and then save one battle before getting to level 97, because unlike every other heart item in the game, it is not guaranteed for you to get what you want. He has a whole host of heart items that he can give you, including the Omnipotent Orb, which makes you immune to every element, which sounds really good, but it's useless in Request 55, because that's one of the rules. You can't null any element, at least on the turn she's going to use an element, although the Omnipotent Orb triggers her to just kill you instantly because it nulls physical attacks, which she can use on any turn. The Shoes of Light is also something you can get from Messiah, but that doesn't really matter. But yeah, the Armor of Light is one of the rare, well, it's not that rare, but it's one of the hard items you can get from Messiah. If you either don't get it, or you get one with Resist Magic, you're going to want to reload and try again. Now, I happened to get the Shoes of Light on my first time with Evade Magic. You can also get one with Evade Physical. And since they're the ultimate shoes in the game, I figured, what the hell, I'll keep it. So what I did is I dismissed Messiah at that point, bought it back, saved, and farmed it again for Armor of Light. I actually got it very quickly, got it my second try. But your shoes don't matter because the Divine Pillar makes it so that you can't dodge. Not that evasion is really that useful, but if you don't want to use the Divine Pillar for whatever reason, I don't know why you wouldn't. It's pretty much the best accessory for that fight. In fact, honestly, I don't see how it's possible without it. Go with the Shoes of Light, because they'll make it more likely for you to dodge attacks, and you will need to dodge attacks in order to have any sort of chance without the Divine Pillar. My advice, just go to the Divine Pillar. You could have the worst shoes equipped, you could have the Engineer Boots equipped, and it doesn't matter with the Divine Pillar, because it just totally overwrites your evasion stat to 0.
You can pick up the Divine Pillar from Alliat's heart item, and you'll want to do that.
And the Armor of Light, the reason you need Resist Physical is because, well, mainly because of Messiah. Messiah does not resist physical attacks, and I want to use Messiah. And plus, the boss can use physical attacks on any turn as opposed to magic attacks, which she can only use specific ones on each turn. Whereas the physical attacks, she can use any of the 3 anytime she wants. This is just a filler weapon for now. The weapon of choice is really going to depend on what element you want to go with. I mean, there's 2 options. You can either go with Chi Yu's Quintessence Bow. It's the best bow in the game. Has 450 attack power and plus 10 to all stats. It's pretty good. And you can get that by getting a fusion weapon with any nihil weapon, doesn't matter which one, and using the persona Chi Yu. And that will give you the Quintessence Bow. The reason why a bow is useful is because if you do a physical attack and you miss with a bow, you won't fall down. That's critical to the battle. You do not want to fall down. You will probably die if you fall down. You can sustain a couple of critical hits here and there, but falling down as a result of your own attack missing is very bad. The other thing you can do is get a weapon with a boost ability, and just never do your normal attack. I'm going to go with the one with a boost ability, because I think that'll overall add to your DPS. Having the ability to do an occasional physical attack could be useful, but I don't think you'll do that much damage. Even with 450 attack power, it's just not that useful to you. And this means my weapon of choice, because I'm going to be using Thunder Rain, is Odin's Gungnir Lance. Again, it's a fusion weapon from Odin. You can get that with any nihil weapon and the persona Odin. It has a Elect boost on it, always, guaranteed. So it's very useful. You could just get it on the persona that you're going to use to attack with, but getting Elect Amp with everything you want is hard enough than going for Elect Amp and boost. I want to be as efficient as possible, make this as least painful as I can for you, and that's, I think, the way to go there. Unfortunately, I'm at the last day, so I'm going to have to do that on a New Game Plus, but not really a big deal. I might even get both just to do some testing with that, but I'm pretty sure Odin's Gungnir Lance is going to be better. Next up on our list is going to be fusing personas that we actually need. And yeah, I'm gonna spend about probably close to half an hour, really. Well, 25 minutes probably. So I'm gonna go back to the title and reload. In fact, I'll probably start another episode because we're gonna have to start fusing the personas that are gonna be required for the fight. There are 4 personas that are flat out required. No questions asked, you need them. That's what we're going to be doing next. So, on the next episode, we'll continue prepping for Quest 55, and that's pretty much it. This is Ryzen. Thanks for watching, and enjoy my pain.